Hey YouTube, it's Cherise here, and I'm going to talk to you about my top 5 favorite foundations for back to school. These are the foundations that I've been wearing since I am now doing my full student teaching, and I'm basically indoors all day. We go outside to do duty. We have a school where you have to walk outside to get to other buildings, that kind of sort of situation. So I'm kind of in and out, in and out, in and out all day, and I do live in South Carolina where it's very hot and humid, and the temperature in our classroom, it's either really freezing or it's really muggy. So throughout the day, the temperature kind of fluctuates. So these are foundations that are going to be good for oily skin, acne-prone skin, imperfect blemish skin. So they're going to have some decent coverage. And these foundations are great for flash photography, and they look great and in natural light. So let's start with my number one go-to. It has been the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and this is in the shade 360 Mocha. This is the darkest shade that they have. Right now it looks like it won't match me just from looking at it right here. Well, maybe kind of. I have been loving the crap out of this foundation. This has been my number one go-to foundation. I know the color is going to look right. I know it's going to blend right. I just know that it's going to work for me. So this has been my number one, and this is the cheapest, I think, foundation that I have, because you can get this for less than $6, like $5.87 at Walmart. It's so inexpensive and it works so well and it looks so good. Love, love, love this. Next is the Milani Conceal Imperfect 2-in-1 foundation in the shade 14 Golden Toffee, which looks like this. And I think this is actually going to be the foundation that I wear today in the tutorial that I'm about to make. This, oh, forgot to mention, these are basically all medium full coverage. Like, they cover everything that I got going on, and you can see I have quite a bit going on. And I look totally flawless with all of these foundations I'm going to mention. But I used to hate this foundation, but now I figured out how to use it, and I love it. And this one is $9.99, so it's right at $10, and maybe you can find it somewhere else for a little bit less. But I love this, and I have the darkest shade, which is 14 Golden Toffee. And like I said, I think this is going to be the foundation that I wear today. Moving on, my number 3 is the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint in the shade Polynesia Dark 1. This is the deepest shade that they have. I love this stuff. It has great coverage for me, and has SPF in it, and I just really like this, but this is the most expensive of all the ones I'm going to show you. But I still really, really like this, and it looks really good on my skin. It lasts all day. It's just beautiful on the skin, and it really does give you a nice velvet matte finish. Love this. Moving on to the next most expensive. This is the Black Opal True Color Pore Perfecting Liquid Foundation. And it has an airless pump, which is so cool because as it goes out, it just will push everything up. And that's so awesome. I have I have the shade and color called Carib. I just really like this foundation. It looks real good. It gives a really nice smooth finish, even before you set it with powder. And Black Opal, of course, has lots of different colors for deeper complected skin. So you don't have to worry about this being the darkest shade. There are shades darker than Carib. So that's a pro about this foundation that is not true about the other 4 that I've shown you. The first 3 I've shown you, I have the darkest shade in, but this one is not the darkest shade. And I wear the shade Carib as of right now. And as you can see, my face is a lot lighter than my neck and the rest of my body, because of band camp. So the foundation struggle has been very real since my face is so light compared to my body. My body got super tan and super dark, super chocolate. So yeah, I might actually need to go buy some more foundation because, well, no, fall is coming. I just need to stay out of the sun. I need the sun to calm down so that I don't have to spend money on foundation, because the girl ain't got no money now that I'm adulting and have an apartment and have to pay bills. But anyways, love this foundation. Definitely give it a try. It's awesome. All of these are awesome. But what I would say that I like most about this is how smooth it makes your skin look. It really does kind of give you a poreless finish. And lastly, an oldie but a goodie, the Revlon Colorstay for combination oily skin and 410 Cappuccino. 410 Cappuccino is my summer shade because it's got a lot of red in it, and my skin, when I get darker, I can wear foundations that are more red based or have more of a red tone, undertone to them. But in the fall, winter, my skin is very true, my undertone is very golden yellow, and if it's too red, it just looks so bad on me and I look like beef jerky. And I have videos where I wear foundation, I'm trying out foundations and they look like that. But right now, 410 Cappuccino works real good for me. And this is my number 5 only because it tends to break up on my nose. I sweat first on my nose no matter what when I start to get warm. And it will look like I have freckles on my nose because the sweat like kind of breaks it up. Just right on the tip of my nose. And to fix it, all I have to do is apply powder, but during the school day, I don't touch up my makeup at all. Like, at all. I don't blot. I don't do anything. Like, I don't have time. That's not what I'm thinking about while I'm at school teaching kids and stuff. I'm not thinking about my makeup. So, with all these foundations, they basically last all day. They do not get oily. They don't get shiny. They look so good and so perfect and so flawless for the whole day. And then I go and I teach marching band. So, another great thing about these 5 foundations is that in conjunction with my new favorite powder, which is the Coty Airspun, I've talked about this, these foundations last all day. They can go from indoors, here's the first 3 I showed you, not in the order, but they can go from indoors to outdoor marching band, direct sunlight, me sweating, and they'll stay on my face and they won't break up. And once I go back in the AC, sorry, my head was itching, that was kind of rude and attitudinal. I kind of rolled my eyes and was like scratching my head. But once I go back in the AC and the sweat dries, it looks just as flawless and beautiful. That Airspun powder makes these foundations last through anything. I'm convinced that Airspun is the answer to the person whose makeup just does not stay on, or you feel like you're too oily, or the person who wants to wear makeup no matter what. Like, if you're in the Olympics, which I've seen some women in the Olympics with some beat faces, and I'm just like, yes, girl, you better slay and throw that shot put. You better slay and do the pole vault and whatever else they're doing out there, and you better slay and run the 400 by 400. But I've seen women with full face of makeup, and this Coty Airspun powder, let me take it out to show you, will make your makeup last through an Olympic event. You could do Olympic ocean water swimming. I don't even know if that's an event, and your makeup will still be on with this stuff. It like locks it in, makes it last all day, keeps it matte, keeps your face, like the beat is just perfect with this powder. So I'm so glad I picked this up, and I basically use it every time I know I need my makeup to stay on for basically more than 8 hours. And when I'm going to be wearing my makeup and I don't want to have to touch up. I do not have to touch up. I really don't need to touch up at all when I use this. The only one that gives me problems is the Revlon Colorstay. It just breaks upon my nose. Everything else looks perfect when I use it in conjunction with the Airspun, and it will last basically 17 hours. I feel like that's the longest I wear my makeup during the day. I'm trying to think of my longest day. I wake up at 5 a.m. I usually have my full face of makeup on by 6:45 a.m. And I teach, school starts at 8. We get out at 3:20. I drive to the high school and I teach band from 4 to 7. That's on Tuesdays, Thursdays. Fridays when we have football games, I'll be at school until like 11 o'clock at night. Wednesdays, I teach the modeling classes and I don't get home until 10 p.m. So basically from 5 a.m., I'm just going to say 5 a.m. to midnight, no touch-ups, because of the quality of these foundations, the 5 foundations I showed you, in conjunction with the lasting magical powers of the Coty Airspun powder. So those are my top 5 favorite foundations for school, and my favorite loose face powder to set and lock it in place. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, YouTube. Appreciate y'all.